Okay, taking a look at the E-mini. The E-minis, today we envisioned a pause day with a lower bias. We had 2 days of pretty heavy selling, and we thought that the market just might consolidate some of this last 2 days of selling. We've come off of new highs, and while the fundamentals look weak and deteriorating as far as economic growth goes, earnings season starts today with the announcement of Alcoa's earnings after 4 o'clock Eastern. So the market could come back depending on what happens with Alcoa's earnings. Normal sell-offs in a bull market are 50 to 70 points. 50 points took us down to 42. 70 points would have taken us to 22. The market stopped at 30, 31. Okay, there's really good resistance right through here in the 55 area. This move down started at 63, so 55 to 63 is where the sellers are right now. And as long as we stay below 55 or 63, this market can sell further. Low volume numbers down in the 1813 area, looking at various chart lows, etc. 23 to 13 area, this low from right here down to this low is where support is. So 23 to 13 is support, 55 to 63 is resistance. As long as this market stays below 55, 63, it can sell. This screen says look to be a seller tomorrow because we have a lower high and a lower low. And we'll see what the F2 screen says, see if it's in agreement. If both time frames, the F1 is the daily, the F2 screen is the 30 minutes, agree, then we have a much stronger trade. If they don't agree, then we're most likely looking at a trade range. No news really to drive the markets tomorrow. Biggest piece of news will be the minutes of the FOMC. That will be poured over to see what the Fed's intent is down the road. Taking a look at this screen, you can see right up here, 56, that's our 55 area. See, the last rotate up here was 50, so we've got some resistance, 50, 55. Then off the longer term chart, 63. We have a P formation in a down market. That means short covering. If we'd had new buying and short covering, we would be above 1850 and still moving higher. So my guess is we are consolidating today. It was a pause day as envisioned with a lower bias. Trade this morning was to sell the 45-46 area. It did produce profitable trades. Not much. The best trade of the day was to buy 1830, 1832, and you can see how that worked out. So that turned out to be the trade of the day, and our first buy area was 30 to 32. Right now, we want to sell failure to take out 48 to 50. And I'm not really enamored with the buy zone yet, so we'll put the first buy at 35 to 37. May have to adjust it after the overnight. Don't know. Just have to see how it goes. So that's it for the E-mini. I think if we brush the 35, 37 area, we don't want to be short, don't want to be long. So 35 to 40 would be reasonable support, and then we'll see what happens thereafter. Okay, moving on to the note. Strong day of buying. This is auction week, and during auction week, usually the price of treasuries goes higher. Phones are going crazy today. So we got a higher low and a higher high, and that tells us to favor the buy side. You can see right up here that we've got pretty good selling above 22, then above 18, so 20 is pretty good resistance, as is 08. So 8 to 20, we've been here many times before. This is where resistance is, and you can see it over here back in January and February, and you can see it back here in December. So there's a pretty clean break in the market, 124.08, 124.20. Higher low, higher high tells us to look or favor the buy side tomorrow. We'll see if the F2 screen confirms that or not. Okay, we have multiple distributions up. We have 2 of them up. The market is closed strong and it's holding the gains. So this market does look higher. We would be looking to buy it, and we have a couple of places where we can get long. This morning's breakout came at 30. then this afternoon's breakout came at 24. So we've got really, really good support in this 30 to the buck area. As we said, resistance doesn't really start to 8. So because they can't take the market straight up without and move the papers easily, we're going to sell failure to take out 4 to 8. But we do like the buy side better. And if the E-mini is really heavily sells this afternoon in the overnight session, we do not want to be short the note. And our first buy is going to be against 24, so very, very aggressive. The 01 to 29 will be buy one. Obviously, we'd like to get it done at 31 or better. And then 25 to 21 will be buy two for tomorrow. Quick look at the bond. When your trading gets better and you've got the methodology down with Chris and the 10-year, you should move to the bond because it's twice as volatile. You get twice the bang of your trading. So you can take your trade setups off the note, trade the bond, and make twice the money you'll make trading the note. It's a great contract, 31.25 a tick. It follows fundamental and honors support and resistance almost as well as the note does, not quite. You can see right here that this market is pointed up. So we've got resistance here at 25, selling failure 24 to 28. And on the buy side, last rotate down was 17. We're at 23. A lot of it depends on the E-mini. Would like to get this trade done at 17 or better, but because of the uncertainty with the E-mini this afternoon, we'll make 17 to 21 a buy and then 9 to 13 for buy two. Okay, gold. We've talked about gold. Given the bank policies, G20, everybody's printing money and spending more money than they're collecting in tax revenues, or almost everybody is. No one's really going to dump their gold holdings. And then if you throw on top of that what's going on in the Ukraine, what's going on in the Middle East from Mali all the way through Pakistan, the inflation problems that India has, the people are scared to death about their holdings in China, nobody's going to be selling gold other than central banks. Gold can sell and can pull back, but the market is viewing it as a buying opportunity. And it will, as long as the world is as unsettled as it is and as long as the G20 banks are printing money. It's just the way that it is. Today we wanted to buy the 7 to 10 area. It held, so we'll put a buy at 5 to 7 for buy one. There's a high volume number up at 17, so selling 15s to 17s, pretty aggressive. It would be new highs, but we got this high volume area to slow things down. And then 20 to 22 picking up this low volume area up here will be sell 2. And then 1300 will play for the breakout at 1300, 1302. But I just don't think anybody that owns gold is going to get rid of it until there's a big changes in G20 banking policies. The articles out of the Ukraine today broke the market out to the upside, but we've talked about this a long time. Nobody's going to get short crude that can't deliver crude in. Those that can deliver crude will take advantage of higher prices and lock in higher prices every day. But those that can't deliver crude aren't going to be getting short into this because it's just too dicey. Here's a retest of the breakout at 101.75. We're at 102.62. The last rotate down was 22, so our buy zone's the breakout, 102, 102.25. And our second buy zone is going to be 101.50 to 101.75. Maybe another retest of that breakout. On the sell side, 75 to the buck. It's pretty aggressive, but if the fighting doesn't escalate overnight in the Ukraine, probably people can take a shot at the short side with the right kind of setup, and then 25 to 50. But this market's up on the shooting in the Ukraine and the possibility of Russia invading the Ukraine. And this thing will rally on the rumors or hint of war. Doesn't take actual shooting. Okay, the euro came off a little bit on the announcement of tanks were on the roll in the Ukraine, but then it held. Why would the euro be affected by what's going on in the Ukraine? 30% of Europe's energy needs come through the Ukraine, Russia. Now, Russia's not going to slice their own throat and not sell Europe natural gas. The question is, what will the Ukrainians do? Blow up the pipelines, curtail shipments to the Ukraine? Nobody knows. if you want to get Russia really, really excited about invading the Ukraine, have the Ukraine go in there and blow up a couple of gas lines. Then Russia would step in and do it, because there are a couple of ways of earning dollars. Is selling of energy, and the other one is the selling of vodka, and that's pretty much it for Russia. Like we've talked about all day, this 38.15 to 25 is pretty good resistance. It's picking up this area over here, so we got a 10 to 20 sell 1. If we get above that, maybe 40 to 50. I just can't really see this thing breaking out to the upside. To the downside, we got the 75 area, give or take. The breakout, last rotate down was down, so 75 to 85 will be buy 1. Buy 2 side will make it 40 to 50. That's all I have for today.